The Tyson Fury manager came up with 3 possible reasons why Tyson Fury looked bad against Francis Ngannou. Even though Tyson was able to get the split decision for the win, the whole internet is thinking the other way, giving Francis the victory of that battle. Here is what the Tyson's manager has to say about the situation. Some things people are right about. We were held up in a corridor for 45 minutes. That's not an excuse, but you're warmed up, you get ready, then he's in a corridor. 45 minutes later we're still there because the dancers were still on. Maybe he's overdone it. We went to the champions dinner the night before. That's probably my fault, but we were contracted to do it. Francis was there as well, but I do hold myself responsible for that. It's just not heard of that you do stuff like that. Maybe we'd have liked the fight earlier. It was very late at night. We're not used to that. Should have perhaps prepared for that. But listen, Tyson's a consummate professional. That was not Tyson what we saw. Heavyweight contender Jailton Almeida recently discussed his thoughts on the next fight between Tom Aspinall and Sergey Pavlovich, giving strong arguments on why he thinks Pavlovich will prevail. The need of mental preparation in the high-stakes realm of professional fighting was highlighted by Almeida. He made the point that although both fighters are very skilled, what makes Pavlovich different is his preparations for title fights mentally and physically. Here is what he said. Jon Jones' injury opens up opportunities, and now we have Tom Aspinall versus Pavlovich. As far as who I see as the favorite, I think Tom Aspinall didn't have the mentality that he was going to fight for the belt. Actually, after his fight, he said he wanted Cyril Gain. Meanwhile, Pavlovich is a guy that had his mind focused on fighting for the belt, and he was serving as backup and was doing a full camp. I think I'll favor Pavlovich. He's the guy with the full camp, and Aspinall was just training to train. He wasn't mentally ready for a title fight. He wasn't thinking about the title. Fans of mixed martial arts across the world will be watching closely to see if Almeida's predictions come true or if Aspinall will triumph against all odds. Henry Cejudo has raised eyebrows over the UFC's decision to introduce an interim heavyweight title following Jon Jones' recent injury. The interim champion will be decided in next week's fight between Tom Aspinall and Sergey Pavlovich, but Cejudo believes the fight should be labeled as a number 1 contender rather than a title fight. Here is what he said. Sergey and Aspinall. These are 2 guys that are in their prime, that can potentially challenge a guy like Jones or Miocic. It is exciting, but is it worth an interim heavyweight championship of the world? No, it isn't. I think I think we're starting to dilute a little bit of what it is to actually be a UFC champion. I think this is more of a number 1 contender spot, and I think that's what you call it. I think maybe the UFC, if they're gonna do that, then start creating new belts or make the interim belt silver. That's my 2 cents. Even though interim championships have been a feature of the UFC for many years, fans have always argued on the importance and worth of these belts. Some argue that interim titles are necessary to keep divisions active in cases of extended champion absences, while others, like Cejudo, believe they may dilute the prestige of being a UFC champion. Francis Ngannou left no room for doubt about his next target in the world of boxing. He made it clear what he wants next, and it's an immediate rematch with Tyson Fury. After their closely contested battle and the controversial decision, Francis is eager to step back into the ring and complete what he started. Here is what he said. The rematch is what I want next the most. As for right now, I feel like there is a lot of options for me, but I want to choose wisely, and I would go for the rematch first. My best scenario in boxing is to wait for Fury. If Usyk can step out and let me fight Fury, I'll fight Fury, then I'll let them do whatever they do. I'll go back, maybe do some MMA fight and come back with some people in boxing. I'm planning to fight potentially twice next year, starting maybe February or March. The Predator has made it clear that he is ready to prove himself once again in the ring and get the win this time. Thanks for watching. If you're a fan of MMA, be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications, so you never miss an update. Also leave a comment below with your thoughts on today's news. Keep supporting the sport, and we'll see you in the next one.